from Rita, who wants to know. She says that there are plenty of prophecies regarding Messiah and the things that will occur when the Messiah comes, but there aren't any prophecies that will give us a hint that Messiah is on his way, that we can um, grab hold of now. So, are there any hints? I think she's asking. Are there any hints in the text to say that Messiah is on his way?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now this is the Talmud actually discusses this in great detail in Sanhedrin, which actually goes through some of the things to look for as the Messiah is coming. But you know how I love chicken soup. Yeah, I love a great chicken soup, and I think I make the best chicken soup. But you know how when if you love a great chicken soup with the dill in it and the onion, the carrots in it, so what happens, like about a half hour after it's cooking, you start to smell the aroma, and it's really just exquisite. Use a lot of dill, a turnip, and a parsnip in there. I mean, carrots, and the smell just, and then the whole house is just filled with that smell of yummy Jewish chicken soup, right? So, and you know it's coming, and you wait till it matures, and chicken soup, about an hour and a half into it is just right for some people. Some people like it a little bit more. So what we're doing is we're smelling, all the aroma of the Messianic age is upon us. Now, there is a prophecy, it's called Jacob's trouble. That's a very important prophecy. It sounds like a bad thing, and it is. I mean, when I say bad, it's not really bad, we perceive it as bad, but I'm talking about Jeremiah 37, where Jeremiah tells us that before the Jews will be gathered in, will require a tribulation, meaning a great pain for the Jewish people that will suffer terribly. But from this tribulation, Yivashea, will come the redemption. So the Jews, of course, have suffered terrible massacres and Inquisition. I mean, I don't need to enumerate for you what our people have endured. What is unique about this messianic prophecy is that this is a prelude. This is a trigger that when a great tribulation occurs, and from the ashes of Auschwitz, is born the state of Israel, you know that you're looking at Messianic prophecy. And let me just move through that. And I'm going to put up a video I did in Jakarta where I do this in great detail. And I took the moment about Cyrus. Maybe I'll take a moment about this. Why so much information about Cyrus? You ever wonder? Okay, Isaiah 45. Cyrus is God's Messiah. He gives the order to rebuild Jerusalem. Really, that starts at 44:28, the last passage of 44. Now, frankly, why that much talk about Cyrus? I mean, I understand it's important, but it's like that important, like the first chapter of Ezra. You know that Ezra isn't in the first chapter of Ezra, but Cyrus is, and he's all over the place. And we don't even meet Ezra in the book of Ezra until chapter 7. Now, think about this for a moment, my holy brothers and sisters. Listen to me, delicious people. We are told in the Bible that there's a Gentile, and God said, don't question me. Don't ask me. This guy, who do you think Cyrus was? He was a Lubavitcher? No. He says, 45 verse 4, he will not know my name. There's not a Jew. This is someone who's worshiping, I don't know what Cyrus worshipped. He was probably a Zoroastrian. Probably, I don't know. But this is God, and actually Isaiah 45 is about God warning you, don't ask me why I'm doing it this way. I'm the God of justice. Don't question me. Okay, now you get what Isaiah 45 is about. So what we have here is a picture, and we are told by our sages, is all a picture of the Messianic age. Because why are we having all this Second Temple prophecy, like that much? Is the Second Temple, how was it built, that important that it gets that much ink? I mean, really think about it. Why is the building of the Second Temple get more ink than the First Temple? Why? Something's going on here. So what we have is we have a Gentile who gives the command, who signs a declaration, who's not Jewish, and says, Jews, go return to the land. And maybe that same nation retracts it. whether it's Persia or England, who abstained in the UN resolution vote in 1947. They abstained. That's what England did. So who is England to tell Israel what to do about a peace process when you couldn't even accept a Jewish state under the standards of the partition plan, which would have been a suicide plan? And now, Palestinian. So I tell all the people of Britain, shut up and go home. You have nothing to tell the Jewish people. And I hope, Jason, that won't offend you. And I know it was. I'm just kidding around with you. Right? And then what happens later after that? A man rises up before the state is created and wants to wipe out the Jewish people. We have Haman, and we have someone else who tried to do that too. But we survived. And from those ashes, the nation was born. So these are prophecies. These are all prophecies. And we're having an ingathering. 50% of the Jewish people that we know of today live in the land of Israel. There are roughly 14 million Jews that we know of worldwide. About 7 million of them live in the land of Israel. That was not the case in the Second Temple. There is today in the Second Temple, 50% of Jews did not live in the land of Israel. Today, there's more Torah today in the land of Israel than there has been since the days of Hezekiah. We are finding people who are likely of the tribes of Manasseh in India, perhaps Dan in North Africa. It makes no difference. So what's happening is you smell the chicken soup. You can hear the footsteps of the Messiah. You have to be blind and deaf not to see what's happening. Nations are gathering. Two corporate entities are coming against us, and that's Yishmael and Edom. The Arabs and the Europeans are ganging up. They have no problem. There's no. I mean, Putin is committing genocide in Ukraine, killing people out like crazy, wiping these people out. In Syria, they're gassing each other. But Bibi made some statement about Arabs coming to the polls. Well, the Arabs happen to hate Israel. Oh, this is Israel's. And then America goes, Israel committed espionage against the United States. How do we know? Because we were spying on Israel. We found out they were spying on us. How stupid. What's going on here? So therefore, of course we see, it appears, I say we appears, of course I'm hedging my bet because we don't go say, look, I know, or God told. No, I'm just saying, I look at the Bible and I see what is unfolding. And who were these Zionists who came, the first Zionists who came in the end of the 19th century to build the state? Now, there were really religious Jews that came before them. And that was the students of the Vilna Gaon, the great Gaon of Vilna, who came in the beginning of the 18th century. But the Zionist movement, Herzl, these were irreligious Jews. Well, look at Nehemiah. Who were the 42,000 Jews? Yes, you had a Rabbi Cook who led them, but they were largely irreligious Jews. So am I going, wow, it's all unfolding before my eyes. I never hawk anything, but I did a film on this because our sages tell us that the Book of Chronicles actually has the map of the Messianic age, and there's a film on this, and it's I never ever ask people to buy books or anything, but it's available. It just costs us a lot of money to have these things professionally filmed. That's why, but it's on. But I go through all these things. So therefore, what we see in Scripture, that's all I'm doing. I'm looking at the Bible. I'm trying to be very cautious here. Why? Because I want it to happen, right? There's a danger whenever we talk this way, because we really want to see the redemption. So I'm really trying to be really careful. I'm overcompensating because I want it to be true. And whenever you want something to be right, you really want a lot of evidence, right? And that's what we're doing here. So yeah, of course, you could see and then as it says in the Talmud says, listen, don't waste your time. Let me tell you how it works. I'm paraphrasing here. The Talmud says this: there is no greater sign that the Mashiach is coming, than when the land gives forth its fruit. The land of Israel, you can read Mark Twain's description of he visited the land of Israel in the 19th century. And he said nothing grows here. It's just a place of, if I can write like Mark Twain, I'd be a billionaire. But he writes it explicitly. Nothing grows in the land because nobody can make the land pregnant. Squirrels can't make kangaroos pregnant. They're just the way it is. They're different species. Okay? So only the Jewish people can make that land pregnant and give forth its fruit. And we are going to be Jason, Chano, Ross, myself. We're going to be in the land of Israel. We are going to walk through the footsteps of the prophets together. Look, I'm going to give it to you straight. If you want to go to the beach in Tel Aviv, and that's what you're thinking about doing in Israel, you don't want to. You don't want this. This is not for you. If you want to walk through the footsteps of Scripture and walk where the prophets walked and see the places they preached, you want to be with us. You want to join us. You want to hook up. I'm being very. But if you're interested in snorkeling in Tel Aviv in some bikini, this is not for you. Okay, that's what we're interested in doing. We are going to see this with our eyes in a desert, in a place where nothing is supposed to grow, where no Arab can grow anything. In the Arava, you are going to see just as far as your eye could see, date trees and flowers and so on, exported all over the European Union. The European Union is threatening now. Our enemies, the filthy enemies, are saying we're going to boycott Israel. Well, what are they going to boycott? They can't boycott our cell phones because they like their stupid cell phones. They can't boycott our computers because they want to watch all their pornography and they need the chips that we can produce to watch all the filth. That's what they are. So what are they going to do? They won't boycott our medications. Let me show you, EUs. Why don't you show me, if you really can do a good boycott, show me that you won't take the medications that we produce in the Technion that they keep you alive. No. And what was his name? The guy in the wheelchair, Hawkins, the guy who wrote A Brief History of Time. Sure, boycotting Israel, coming to Israel, but he's running around with all the technology that allows him to talk and speak. It's our technology, Mr. Boycott. Right. So boycott means I won't eat your avocados. But let's think about that. Because Israel's exporting avocados and exporting flour. Well, how the heck is Israel exporting this stuff? Until the Jews came there, Israel had to import everything because nothing grew there. In the Gaza Strip, I was there in 2005 when it was destroyed. It's sand. You don't know this now. But if you're an Israeli soldier and you're listening to this show, it's sand, man. It isn't earth. It's sand. The Arabs called it a cursed land. You know that when the Jews came there after liberating, this is the tribe of Judah. Gaza is a Jewish place. The Arabs said, you want to go build a Jewish community here and rebuild what you once had? Go ahead. They called it a cursed land. They said nothing. They laughed at the Jews when they began to plant there. And the greenhouses were in the thousands of them. Thousands of greenhouses. And in Israel, from the Gaza, from this sand that nothing grew, 90% of Israel's tomatoes came from there. So, as our sages tell us, there is no greater sign that the land is saying, I mean, I don't know how many of you out there are a father, right? But you ever get that phone call from your wife and you're at work and you go, honey, I'm at work, I really can't talk. And she said, I want you to know something. We're going to have a baby. That ever happened to you? Did it ever happen to you that you go to the doctor and you get the test and the doctor tells you you're going to have a baby? Right? Remember how that feels? Oh, when you look at the land of Israel and you see dates growing in the middle of a desert, Hashem has something to say to you. You're going to have a baby. And it's coming soon. And we are living through the birth pangs of the Messiah, of the Messianic age. And if you've been to a delivery room, I've been there. It's until that baby comes out, it's all hell all over. The bomb is all over us, and everyone's all over us. And the European Union is cursing us, and American newspapers. I'm not talking about barbarians from Nigeria. I'm talking about world countries that were our friends are cursing us every day, except for Stephen Harper. God bless you in Canada, good man. But they're all cursing us. Hashem says, don't worry. We're going to have a baby. And the baby's coming, it's coming real soon. And that's how you know. And the land of Israel only has babies for the Jews. Remember that. It's happening now. And to you who are listening to this show, if you're a Christian, I care about you very, very much. This ain't a show, this is from my heart. The Jewish people, we're going to have a baby. We want you to be a part of it. would you consider joining us? Doesn't mean you have to convert to Judaism. Just consider loving and kissing and holding the God of Israel. Would you do that? Would you consider that? Because we're going to have a baby. Yes, there are birth pangs in the Messiah now, I believe. I don't think anybody can doubt that. But we'd like you to be a part of it. And that's where it is. It's about, we're going to have a baby. That's what God's saying.
What a perfect place to end. That was awesome. Thank you very much for your time, Rabbi Singer.
Thank you very much, Jason, who is, I'm very fortunate to do a number of shows with, and Hashem should only grant you health, and so many people are praying for you, and I can't wait to see you. We'll be together in the land of Israel. You just have to warn me beforehand if I can give you like a big hug, like really a big hug, because you're going to get one. And I miss you a lot, brother. I very much enjoy spending all of our precious time, and today was a big treat. We got to record a show, which I'm not going to talk about now, and we got to do this show right now, and that's always exciting. And please send my best regards to your family.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone that's watching and has supported me and supports the shows that I do. And all the shows that we get to do at Tovia, there's the ones we do here on Truth to You, and Tovia spreads himself around so much, gives his time so willingly and freely. So I just want to publicly say from all the viewers, thank you very much, Rabbi Singer, for giving your time so much. I don't know how you find any personal time. But that was the show today, and we are done. So thank you for watching live. I appreciate that. And if you weren't, I'm not going to speak to you again for a whole week. And that's it. We are done, and we'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.